Dear students, now we are going to discuss fate of ammonia, amino acid biosynthesis. Go back to nitrogen cycle. First event in nitrogen cycle is a nitrogen fixation, fixed form of nitrogen absorbed by plant. What are they? NO2 minus, NO3 minus, nitrate, nitrite, and ammonia. Once these fixed forms are available within the plant, next step is nitrogen assimilation. What is nitrogen assimilation? Synthesis of organic form of nitrogen. So now we are within second step. The given heading is fate of ammonia. If they are with NO3 minus, that must be reduced into ammonia. Then only it is able to synthesize amino acid. So fate of ammonia is nothing but amino acid biosynthesis. Amino acid biosynthesis. Okay, so amino acid biosynthesis means definitely that is anabolism, anabolic type of metabolism. Anabolic type. Anabolic type of metabolism. Anabolic. It is a constructive reaction, right? So now what about fate of ammonia? That is amino acid biosynthesis. So within the plant, NO3 minus available, ammonia available. So this is a fate of ammonia is nothing but nitrogen assimilation. Nitrogen assimilations. We'll see what is that one. Okay. So within the plant, NO3 minus available and NH3 available. So at a particular pH, physiological pH within the cytoplasm, physiological pH. So at a particular pH, NH plus NH3, sorry, NH3 is furtherly reduced, means protonated, means reduction only, furtherly reduced. So this is called as protonation. Protonation is nothing but reduction only. Protonation. Further reduction of ammonia into ammonium ion, NH4 plus. Okay, so continuously more amount of NO3 accumulated and NH3 is converted into ammonium ion. So accumulated ammonium ion, too much accumulated, more than required ammonia, if it is accumulated, toxic to the plant. Toxic to the plant. So compulsory that ammonium ion must be involved in amino acid biosynthesis. Okay, so now what about methods of amino acid biosynthesis? So basically, within the living system, there are two methods of amino acid biosynthesis. One is reductive amination with the help of reducing power. Amino group is added to some organic compound, reductive amination by reducing. So what about reductive amination? Alpha ketoglutaric acid. Alpha ketoglutaric acid. It is an organic acid and it is a product of alpha ketoglutaric acid is coming from TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle. So alpha ketoglutaric acid is one of the intermediate compounds produced during TCA cycle. What is TCA cycle? Tricarboxylic acid cycle, Krebs cycle. Go back to 10th class under the heading respiration in organisms, glycolysis, Krebs cycle. TCA cycle is nothing but Krebs cycle. So during TCA cycle or Krebs cycle, a number of organic acids are produced. Out of all these, certain number of organic acids, particularly alpha ketoglutaric acid, is withdrawn, removed from TCA cycle and involved in the formation of amino acid. So this is a precursor organic acid in most of the reductive amination process. So alpha ketoglutaric acid reacting with ammonium ion. Take ammonium ion, NH4 plus. And the reducing power is NADPH. This is a reduced coenzyme. We will see what is a coenzyme at the time of enzymes, not now. So oxidation of this one, from the oxidation of this one, energy reducing power to add a amino radical to alpha ketoglutaric acid. So gives rise glutamate or glutamic acid. Glutamate or glutamic acid plus H2O, one molecule. Oxidized form of NADP plus. So during reductive amination, glutamate or glutamic acid is produced. Both are same. Glutamate or glutamic acid. And enzyme required is a glutamate dehydrogenase, concerned with the removal of hydrogen atoms from the NADH and reduction of alpha ketoglutaric acid into glutamate. So glutamate is a basic amino acid, main one. Okay, so according to genetic code, what about the total number of kinds of amino acids involved in protein biosynthesis? And how many amino acids are essential? Out of a so-called number of amino acids, glutamate is produced by means of reductive amination only. Okay, so reductive amination accounts for synthesis of a less number of amino acids. So this is concerned with the synthesis of a very less number, one or two only, one particularly, very less number of synthesis of less number of amino acids. Most of the cases, glutamic acid is produced. So that is about reductive amination. And enzyme required is a glutamate dehydrogenase. And second one, transamination. Highest number of amino acids are produced by transamination. So maximum number of, highest number of amino acids are produced by means of transamination method of amino acid biosynthesis. So in this case, in transamination, what are the organic acids involved? Amino donor is required. What is amino donor? Amino acid, alpha carbon atom. Go back to amino acids. Amino acids are alpha amino acids. Substituted methane. Okay. So this is the first carbon atom to which that is a 4 valencies with 4 valency positions occupied by, what are they? So COOH actually, but one hydrogen atom is removed from that one, carboxyl group with negative charge. And this one NH2 actually, but NH3 plus. Reason, one hydrogen atom is added here. Go back to zwitterion. What is zwitterion? Amino acid with both positive and negative charge. That is zwitterion, both positive and negative charge. Here, one hydrogen atom, that is common for all. And the variable group, R group, alkyl group. This is variable. Hydrogen common, carboxyl group common, amino group, positive charge common. So in this amino acid, what about the number of carbon atoms? 1, 2. But what about amino groups? 1. So basically, each amino acid is with one amino group with 1 or 2 or 3 or many carbon atoms. Okay, so this amino acid, what is this amino acid? Glutamate. Glutamate. Glutamate or glutamic acid. So here, glutamate is amino donor, donor of amino group. So amino donor, amino donor. Okay. So in transamination, the source of amino group is amino acid, particularly glutamate. So whatever the amino acid produced, that is glutamate, is the donor of amino group during transamination. Okay, so take this one as R1 for our understanding only. Plus keto acid. What about keto acid? Carbon, alpha carbon atom, C double bond O, keto group. Bond COO, negative charge. Okay, and this one is R2 and bond, alkyl group. That is keto acid. Keto group is present. C double bond O is the keto group. Okay, so now keto acid is going to accept amino group from amino acid. Okay, so hydrogen atom here, shifting of that one. Next, exchange between amino group and keto group. So bring that keto group here and amino group there. Okay, so ANH3, that is in the form of NH2, that is radically able to react, is going to replace a keto group. So keto group is replaced by amino group, gives rise. Okay, so this one is amino acid. Now, what about this one? This one is converted into, see, after transfer of that one. What about the fate of amino acid? Now, amino acid is converted into R1C COO, okay, and bond O. So first one, R1 is amino acid or not? Right. So this one is a keto acid. Amino acid, keto acid. For our understanding, R1, R2. Shifting of hydrogen atom from this one to this carbon atom. And amino group, mutual exchange between C double bond O and amino group. Amino group here, double bond over here. So amino acid is converted into keto acid. And what about keto acid? Now keto acid R2 with the C double bond O, NH3 plus hydrogen atom. So this one is a amino acid. Whatever the type of amino acid. So here enzyme required is a transaminase. Transaminase. So that's about fate of ammonia. Reductoamination, transamination. So very least number of kinds of amino acids are produced by reductoamination, and remaining all are produced by means of transamination. The donor of amino group during transamination is amino acid. Okay, right? So acceptor is a keto group of keto acid. So exchange between amino group and keto group, and shifting of hydrogen to alpha carbon atom. So that's about amino acid biosynthesis. So according to our previous knowledge, each amino acid is with only one amino group. Number of carbon atoms, 1R, 2R, 3R. It depends on type of the amino acid. So in the usual case, each amino acid is with the one amino group. Okay, so in amino acid, the ratio between carbon and amino group 1:1 or 2R many, 2R1, 3R1. So in the normal amino acid, amino group is 1. Make it 1 constant. Number of carbon atoms 1R, 2R, 3R, 4 certain number. So now ratio between amino group and carbon atoms. Okay, nitrogen atoms also. You can take nitrogen atoms also. 1 nitrogen atom, 1 carbon, 1:1. Or 1 nitrogen atom, 2 carbons. 1 nitrogen atom, 3 carbons. So in amino acids, the ratio between amino group and carbon is a little bit variable. Maybe 1:1, 1:2, 1:3 or 4 like that. So in the normal amino acid, how many amino groups are present? Only 1. And carbon number is 1R, 2R, 3R, 4R, 5. That depends. Okay, remember that one. Now, what about amino acid with more than one amino groups? Generally, what about the number of amino groups in one amino acid? One only. If its number is increasing, amino group number is increasing, what about the name of that amino acid? Okay. So now heading is amides. What are the amides? After that, urides. Okay. So what is amide? So amide is a amino acid with one additional NH2 group. Okay, right? So what about the number of amino groups present in amide? So now amide is with amide is amino acid on with 2 amino groups. 2 out of 2, one basically belongs to that amino acid, and second one is added to that amino acid. So to convert or change, to convert one amino acid to amide, to convert one amino acid to one amide. What about the number of additional amino groups required? Additional amino groups required is one enough. Already one is there. If second one is added, now the amino acid is called as a amide. Okay, right? So what are the examples given in our textbook? Okay, so first reaction, aspartic acid. Amino acid with one amino group. Already this aspartic acid is with one amino group. Now add one more amino group. Okay, so you can take like that, amino group NH2. Okay, so NH2 is added to at which position? So take the formula of so-called one amino acid, aspartic acid. Remove this one. I'll come back to that one. So this is a carbon atom of aspartic acid, COOH, hydrogen, and NH2 and R group, whatever the R group. So what about the reaction here? One more amino group is added to or accepted by aspartic acid. So now amino radical is going to replace this one replacement. Okay, OH is removed. So hydroxyl group OH removed. So NH2 is replacing OH group of a carboxylic group. Now gives rise alkyl group CONH2 already with NH2 and hydrogen. So this one is a additional one. Okay, so now this one is called as a amide. What type of amide? Asparagine. This is amide. Okay, so these amides are involved in the formation of proteins. They are the structural components of proteins. So structural subunits of proteins. Simply, they are involved in the formation of polypeptide. Polypeptide means protein. So there is a asparagine. So aspartic acid added with one amino group. Okay, so aspartic acid is amino acid with how many amino groups? One. How many added? 1 added. Okay, and second one, alpha carbon atom, COOH, NH2 already existing hydrogen atom, and R group. For example, this one is a glutamic acid or glutamate. Glutamate, both are same. Glutamate, product of reductive amination, plus NH2 amino group occupying hydroxyl group out. Okay, right? And one more thing you can take here, wait, NH3, NH3 in the form of OH plus hydrogen removed in the form of H2O, but it was not given there. So hydrogen atom, H2O. So gives rise CONH, 2NH2 plus hydrogen. So additional amino group. So this one is a glutamine. Glutamine. Okay, so that's about amides. Okay, so what about the nitrogen ratio? Nitrogen to carbon ratio increased or not? Basically, come back. 2 carbons, 1 amino group. Okay, so basically, actually, one more thing. Minimum number of carbon atoms present in amino acid is 2. Sorry for that. Each amino acid is with each amino acid with minimum number of carbon atoms 2. One is alpha carbon atom, next one is a carboxylic group carbon atom. So in this case, change that ratio. 1 amino group, 1 nitrogen atom, 2 carbon atoms, 1:2. Here also 2 carbon atoms, 1 nitrogen atom. So carbon ratio, carbon to nitrogen is more or not? More carbon, less nitrogen. Now here, what about the ratio between carbon and nitrogen? 1:1 ratio matter. So which one is increased? Nitrogen content increased. Nitrogen content increased. Okay, so once the nitrogen content is increasing, actually according to given textbook statement, amides are transported. Transportation of amides is through the xylem stream. Simply, what about the organic form of nitrogen transported through xylem stream within vessels and tracheids? Amides. Amides. So generally, most of the nitrogen is transported out of organic form of nitrogen. Maximum organic form of nitrogen is transported in amino acids, particularly amides. Okay, so that is about amides. Next, urides. So what are the urides? They are also amino acids or amides with 3 or 4 or 5 or certain number of more than 2 amino acid with more than 2 amino groups. More than 2 amino groups. More than 2 more than 2 amino groups. Already 1 present, plus here minimum requirement, additional 2 required, more than 2. Each amino acid with 1 amino group. To convert a 1 amino acid into uride, minimum number of amino groups required 2. In the case of amide, 1 enough. Here 2 required. Okay, so what about a uride with a 3R, 4R, more than 2? More than 2 amino groups. More than 2 amino groups. If it is with 1 amino group, amino acid, 2 amino groups, amide. More than 2 means 3 onwards, 3, 4 like that. Urides. So in the case of urides, in urides like amide, nitrogen to carbon ratio more means simply more amount of nitrogen. So urides are produced in urides and amides also. Urides are synthesized in root nodules. Root nodules according to textbook statement of soya bean. Soya bean. Root nodules of soya bean. Root nodule of soya bean means nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation. Concerned with a biological nitrogen fixation. Okay, so urides are synthesized in root nodules. From there, they are transported through the xylem stream. Urides also. Urides are transported through trachere elements or xylem stream, followed by transpiration pull. Okay, so that is about amino acid biosynthesis, fate of ammonia. And what about amides and urides? So that is about end of the mineral nutrition chapter. Okay.